Starting off over here at the store, online store, elevatecars.com. We are in the subsection for the S40. But if you are looking for lower inlet manifolds, upper inlet manifolds, they do make them for most of the other late model Volvos that they manufacture parts for. So this, again, the S40 for the T5 engine, this is the polished port lower inlet manifold. So just looking at the characteristics here, obviously we would assume that with a polished port product, it's going to be smooth. It's going to optimize our airflow. It's going to let the airflow go through. It's going to be faster. It's going to be smoother. It is going to increase the horsepower. What they're saying here is up to 11 horsepower, up to 13 foot-pounds of torque, and be mindful, up to. So this is going to depend on your setup. If you have some other parts that are going to work in conjunction with this, especially with the air intake system, that could be the air intake, the turbocharged pipe, the lower charge pipe. It could be a larger intercooler. If you're bolting this on stock, this is your only part, you may not see 11. You're definitely going to see something, but just be aware. The thing that makes this product different than others out there or just taking it to your local shop is they have a proprietary abrasive flow media machining. So essentially what that is, the media is going to be the product. It's like a putty. It has abrasives in it, and they are going to force pump it or flow it through the ports. And what that is going to do is provide a smoother, more consistent finish. And that's one thing that they note here as well. So just somebody at home is going to be taking, let's say, a Dremel. They're going to be using some kind of wheel with some bit on it or a polishing whatever it may be. That is going to be subject to the pressure that you put. So if you were to go after the fact and look at and measure and just finally calculate what had been done with somebody at home, you're going to see that there's probably going to be a difference between ports 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There may be a little bit more missing on 1. There may be some extra on 2. You might have cut down too much. Maybe your attachment didn't allow you to get all the way through the ports. So you're smooth on one side, you're smooth on the other, but in the middle it's not as clean because you weren't able to extend all the way through evenly. So this abrasive material, and we're going to put the link into the video here in the description. On Elevate's YouTube channel, they do have and explain the process of this and just kind of the results that you're going to get. So if you want to not just read about it or hear me talk about it, go watch this video. It's less than 2 minutes and you can really understand what makes this product definitely worth the investment and definitely going to provide better returns over somebody, whether it be yourself or a local shop that isn't using this process. It is important to note that this unit, as they mentioned, is sold on an exchange basis or with a core charge. So similar to when you go get a new car battery at AutoZone, there's going to be a core charge on it, 30 bucks. Hey, make sure you bring your old battery in. We will give you your $30 back. So what happens here is this isn't just because the state or anybody wants to recycle the product. This product is actually recycled and turned into the product that you see. So this starts off as the factory inlet manifold, which is why it is a 100% direct replacement. But what they do is they take somebody else's factory unit and then they apply their proprietary process to it. And so when you get this unit, it is actually off of somebody else's T5. And then when you install it, you will send your factory unit back and get your core charge of $425 back, assuming that it's in good condition. So when you're taking it off, you're not hacking it up or throwing it around. It has to be in good condition because they are going to go ahead and turn that into this beautiful product that you see here, and it's going to go out and recycle, and somebody else, some other T5 owner, is going to receive it. So it may be worth checking if you are a little short on cash and you say, yeah, I have the current price of the product, but I don't have an extra 425 bucks laying around. that's fine. Maybe reach out and say, hey, can I send mine in prior? And maybe that's an option. Maybe you can pull yours off if you can do without your car for however long the ship time is, and just get your factory one in there first. Or if not, we have picked up a few of these factory units over at the junkyard for $20 just so that we could play with them or port them or paint them, or, just to play. And maybe that's worth it. You go down to the local junkyard and you just pull one off, and then you already have one. It costs you 20, 30 bucks, but then you don't have a core charge. So that, I'm not saying that that is an option. I'm saying it might be an option, and you might want to check in on that. But other than that, we are going to now look at the factory unit and the Elevate unit side by side. So we're going to go back out to the car under the hood, and we're going to take a real close look of what we received from Elevate and what we have pulled off our vehicle. Okay, so we are looking at the new Elevate lower port manifold and the factory manifold. As we mentioned, they are exactly the same unit. This one comes from the factory. This one is a factory unit that Elevate has applied their proprietary flow abrasive putty process to. So I've inspected all the casting marks, the part number, everything is identical between these two. And we know that because you send in your factory unit, and then Elevate will go ahead and turn it into this beautiful unit. So along with the new unit that you receive, you are also getting some new gaskets. We have one that is going to be up against the block. We have one that is going to be up against the upper inlet manifold. And then we have two new hose clamps, which are going to be for the coolant lines that run in, and some zip ties. I haven't inspected close enough in the engine bay, but I'm assuming when I get to it, I will know exactly what those zip ties are for. We'll report back on the installation video. So initially, the size, the weight, all of that, that's probably going to be pretty much the same, but we do notice that there is probably a high temp. This is reminiscent of some VHT high temp engine paint in the color of aluminum. So if you've ever gotten your heads machined or anything like that, a lot of times they will come back from the machining shop with a coating very similar to this. I know when we did the head gasket on the S40, the T5, it came back with a coat similar to this. When we had rebuilt and restored the C4 Corvette, heads came back, same thing. So let's go ahead and flip it around and actually look at the ports side by side now. So if we look at the factory unit, we can see very closely that it is very rough, very unsmooth, very gritty. Almost feels like a 60 or 80 grit sandpaper in there. So we just do a quick 2, 3, 4, 5. And same thing, if we look down at the bottom, we are going to see the same thing. You can see how gritty that looks, right? And then let's go ahead and take a look at the Elevate unit. Oh my goodness, look how smooth those are. There's a little bit of dust in there, but that thing is smooth. All ports, ignore the dust. That's just been sitting there, but we can see right there. Let's go ahead and flip this one down. Oh yeah, and we got the light on there. You can see all the way through. That is nice, right? All of those. Really know that is quality, right? Let's do a one on top of the other and just do a comparison of if we can see through, right? So if we're looking at 1 and 2 and then go up top, that is bad. Can we get a side by side? Yeah, look at that. So with the process, that is the end result. So we're going to go ahead, and the installation video is going to be separate. So once you purchase this unit, you can go ahead and watch that video, and we'll let you know. It should be fairly simple, but again, we'll figure that out then.